You're not
Hey,
telling me
hey
you're
everybody,
recording.
how you guys doing? It's Mr. Extraordin over here with yet another video. I have a very good friend of mine, Tebello, and yeah, this is another video. I enjoy recording with this guy. I've been meaning to do some separate videos for a while, but I just thought let me have him again so that we can talk about a few things once more. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
And
I'm
I
just
saw your comments on the last videos. Hi, there's that one guy who said I sound funny. I appreciate it.
yeah. So I'm okay to answer your question. I just can't find my headphones. But it's fine. It is what it is. I guess we can continue without them. Oh, I
You
see
got a recent
you.
haircut, right?
Yeah, I did. So the reason
Yeah.
I'm bald is I'm still mourning the death of my grandma, man. I'm gonna be bald until next year, February.
Oh, so that's how it works.
Well, no. It's not written anywhere. It's not a rule or anything. I'm doing it for myself. That's just my way of
Okay.
thinking. There's no cultural, I don't know if there's a cultural thing, but I'm just doing it like this because I just believe that I need to do it for myself. That's all. Otherwise,
Hmm?
the last time I shaved my entire head off was probably in 2012 or something, before this year. But apart from that, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but you also got a haircut. I'm noticing now. Because last
Did
time,
I have hair?
the last video
Oh
that we
yeah,
watched,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
the last time I had hair. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I think literally the few days after you we recorded that, that's when I got the haircut.
Oh, I see. I see. I see you got your drawings over there on the side.
Yeah,
Uh,
my babies.
that's pretty cool, man. It's just that it's too much light on there, but I'm sure
If
the
I switch
views
off
can see.
if I switch off the light, it's going to look like it's going to look like one of those bedroom sessions in one of those porn movies. So let's keep the lights on. You don't believe me? Watch, watch,
No,
watch,
no, no, no,
watch.
no, no.
Okay,
Not in
okay.
front of the kids.
Yeah,
Anyway,
this is technically a kids show.
exactly. So yeah, man, I just wanted us to talk about, look, we've had this discussion a lot of times, and I don't know if people know this, but we both love DC, we both love Marvel, but you are more inclined to Marvel, I'm more inclined to DC.
Yeah,
So I just suggested that we watch a DC film, Superman and Batman Super Sons.
Battle
I
of the
think it
Super
came
Sons.
out
Yeah,
Battle of the Super Sons. I
it,
think it came out. Did it come out last year or this year? I can't
it
remember.
it it came out last year.
Last year, no?
I am
Okay.
I'm thankful that you wanted me to watch Battle of the Super Sons
Mm.
rather than the new Flash movie because I was scared for a moment because I would rather put petrol into my eyes than watch the new
Jeez,
Flash movie.
is it that
I
bad?
I, I watched
I haven't watched it yet.
I've watched I think a third of the movie because I was forced to watch it. I was press ganged by my cousin
Mm.
yesterday to watch it. I was low-key glad that we had to leave because that movie was giving me hives.
I only watched the okay, the part until Batman almost falls over a bridge and then he's helped by Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I watched after that. I watched exactly what happened, how he manages to go to the past. I figured out what went wrong, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh no. It's
Look, if you
yeah,
and I go down this rabbit hole of what live action films are doing wrong versus how comic book stories are doing right and why they're not even implementing what is right in the first place, will go on forever
yeah.
because I promise you there's so
No,
much.
it's a very unique perspective that we have, and people don't realize it that not only do we know better,
Right.
we actually have the storytelling and writing capacity to do better. So
True.
so we whether it makes us arrogant or it makes us points of authority in our dissatisfaction, it's yet to be determined. I
Right.
don't care for either. All I just know is that from my point of view, yeah, I think we can do a better job than what's currently being churned out from from both Marvel and DC. Phase 4 is still just as depressing as what DC is churning out right now. So
But you see, okay, I guess there's three types of viewers. There's
mhm.
us, the people who are doing their own comics and the animation projects or graphic novels or whatever that write fiction, right?
Yeah,
Then there's people who grew up watching comics and animation. They don't write their own stuff, but they just love
yeah.
the comic book culture, which we also sort of fall into that because we grew up watching these things. That's why we got inspired to write in the first place. Then you
Exactly.
have the third category, and that's the majority of the people who just go watch the movies. They don't know
Yeah,
much about the Flash, unless if they watch that CW series. They don't know much about the history. They don't know anything about Flashpoint Paradox. They don't even know it exists, right? So those people are the ones that are usually influencing a lot of, um, the studio execs. Those are the main, But with us, I think there's a difference between how comic book nerds and animation nerds view movies versus how just normal moviegoers view movies. Like DC fans from film and
yeah.
DC fans from comics and animation are totally different fan bases. Because when you look at Flashpoint, you're like, Thomas Wayne was supposed to be there. Reverse Flash is probably supposed to be there. Both are not there. So Wonder Woman is supposed to be there. Aquaman is supposed to be there.
Martha
Cyborg is
Wayne was
supposed to
supposed to
be
be
there.
there.
Who?
Martha Wayne.
Martha Wayne is supposed to be there. Clark Kent is supposed to be there. Fine, you can replace Clark
I,
Kent
I,
with
I,
Supergirl. That's fine. That's not a problem.
and as much as I find that the market has been oversaturated with the Joker,
Yeah.
I still would have appreciated the female Joker making an appearance.
Right. Right. Because you wouldn't have to do much. You would just basically have to be Harley Quinn in a Joker face mask. That's it.
Basically,
Yeah.
that's
So and you see, I think the problem with Joker actors is they're trying to outdo Heath Ledger.
you
So
said it. I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah. They're trying to outdo Heath Ledger, and that's where they mess it up because they overact and they're trying to wow us, but it's not working. Apart from your Queen Phoenix, I mean, he even won an award for that.
Heath
So
Heath Heath Ledger's performance is, in my humble opinion, the best rendition of the Joker.
yeah, me
The
too.
only person who, the only person who beats him is why do I keep on forgetting his name?
Mark Hamill, ne?
'Cause
Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill is the only one, because for me, Mark Hamill is the definition
Yeah,
of the Joker. It's
yeah,
like that's the
yeah,
standard of which we measure all Jokers up against.
yeah. Look, what I'm gonna say might sound a bit controversial, but Mark
Don't
Hamill
make me
for
walk away
me,
here.
pardon?
Don't make me walk away like last time.
No, no, I don't think you will. Mark Hamill for me is like, is it Brian Drummond, the first guy who voiced Vegeta from the Ocean Dub?
Oh yeah, that slimy, sneaky, near high-pitched version of Vegeta.
Yeah, the young
Yeah,
Vegeta who was
yeah.
that performance. Like this is way before Christopher came in. That performance was stellar, man. That guy was. It's like you felt every moment, you felt every speech.
Mhm.
Because at that time he was so conniving. He used to say stuff like, "You might be stronger, Frieza, but I'm smarter." You know, you know,
Hey,
those kind of lines, man. For me, are iconic, man.
yeah, because
Uh,
the Vegeta character back then, as opposed to, I don't know, a little bit later in the series,
yeah.
because he knew his place, he had to resort to cunning.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
he
Yes.
knew Frieza firsthand. He knew just how strong
Yeah.
Frieza was.
Yeah.
So he had to find clever, cunning ways to get his revenge. He couldn't just go power for power.
Exactly. Exactly.
Unlike unlike the idiot Goku, Goku never knew what was
He
cooking
had
but
no idea who
resist. Like,
Frieza
yeah,
was. I mean, I remember when the first time I saw Dragon Ball. Okay, I know we're derailing from the main thing, but we'll
I
get.
mean, King Kai had to tell him, no, don't fight him. Whatever you do, don't fight
Yeah.
him.
For me, it's like when I watched Dragon Ball the first time, the very first time, and Goku and Frieza were fighting, I asked myself one question: why are they fighting? Why is Goku fighting this guy? Because think about it, Piccolo is fighting Frieza because Frieza is terrorizing his home planet. That makes
Well,
sense.
by that point, he effectively destroyed the home planet.
Yeah, but at least he's trying to get revenge for his people, right? That makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
Vegeta is also fighting for the same cause. You killed my father, my planet, the entire Saiyan race is dead because of you and all of that. And then Goku.
Yeah. Well, there are two things about Goku that you need to learn. Back then, we are still caught up in the idea that Goku is the hero, right? One.
Mhm.
Two, the reason why Goku was fighting Vegeta at that point in time was because Goku was fighting Frieza at that point in time, I mean, was because Frieza literally blasted a hole through his chest, Vegeta's chest, and he watched him die, and he became a pussy, and he was busy crying. He's like, "Oh, Kakarot, do it!" And then,
So are we saying
then
that
Goku
Goku was
buried him.
avenging Vegeta's death? Is that what was
Basically,
happening?
yes, yes.
The guy that he fought and he crushed his bones.
What can
Like,
I say?
like it doesn't make sense. But you see,
Hey,
that's
here,
how
but
brilliant. You see, that's how
if
brilliant Akira Toriyama
if you
was in his writing.
if you see somebody that you used to hate but respect get a whole blasted through him and starts crying like a child in front of you and telling that you must beat him because he killed your own people. Granted, you don't know who these people are, but still, you killed them and
Right.
he's a monster and he made me do all these evil things. You're also like, you know what? My homeboy's dead. Let me bury him
Exactly.
quickly, and then I'm gonna kick your ass.
But it was a good story nonetheless. It was a good story nonetheless.
Okay,
Um,
let's get to the subject matter at hand. Let's
yeah,
come back.
yeah.
It's my fault.
Actually,
We diverted. It's because
yeah,
of me.
I
So
actually want to
I'll
bring it there. But okay, the first thing I want to say about this movie, animation is
we
not
are
bad at
talking
all.
about
Battle of the Super Sons.
yes. That's that we are
Yeah, the
Battle of the
animation
Super
is
Sons.
not bad. I think it's a bit 3D-ish, no?
Yeah,
The what I mean
3D-ish.
is the art is not bad.
The art style. Mm,
Yeah, the art style is not bad. The movement is a bit slow, but it works for what
choppy.
it is because it's a low stakes for me. It's a low stakes film, and I feel like usually when DC wants to flesh out characters, they use Starro as the villain. If you think about the first
Facts.
issue of the Justice League that was released in the 60s, the very first issue with Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, it was Starro, right?
Hmm.
The Suicide Squad by James Gunn, which came out, was it last year, 2 years ago? Starro. And why these things work? They work. It's like the first Avengers movie. The reason these things work is because we don't really focus too much on the villain, but we're focusing more on the main characters, and how they interact with each other. That's what makes these movies like the Suicide Squad. We like it because you start knowing a bit more about Peacemaker, and you start seeing his conflict with whoever, more than the
I know
villain.
what to
You don't
say.
really
Yeah.
care much about the villain. So I think that's why this movie worked. It's these two kids who are trying to find their footing in the superhero world, and their fathers are these two iconic heroes within the Justice League and in the universe. One is a vigilante slash master detective. The other is a beacon of hope.
Detective.
Yeah, and the other is a beacon of hope. This Superman who is able to put his power under submission, and does the right thing, saves cats from
Yeah.
trees and
You know, you know,
all of that.
the things I did take down notes when I watched this movie. I just forgot my notes that I wrote them down, but there are a few things that do come into mind
Right.
that I placed under the positives and the negatives category, like I did with the Snyderverse.
Okay, let's hear. Is there anything that comes
So
to mind? Should we start from the beginning?
what I liked about it, it wasn't so much an origin story about Damien. It was more
Yeah,
about Jonathan.
yeah.
And everybody knows that Jonathan is going to become the next Superman,
Yes,
quote
because in the
unquote.
comics right now, he is the next
He
Superman.
is
Yeah,
he is the next Superman.
right.
So we see it from that perspective. We see how they've been trying to make him a normal kid living in a farm.
Yeah.
Really, yeah, and you can see how Clark. Some of the drawing techniques were rather weird because
Mm.
boy was that did Clark have a lot of chest.
Yeah, he was super buffy.
Yeah, he was top heavy. He
Yeah.
reminded me of that picture from that picture from Captain America.
Yeah, the one by Rob Liefeld.
Yes, that's the one. Like, whoa, okay. But otherwise, it's okay.
And and and
Otherwise,
and I think they deliberately got a voice actor with a deep voice to go with that look. I think they did
yeah.
because usually Superman doesn't sound that deep. His voice is
And
not that deep. Well, unless if it's
you,
your Henry Cavill, but usually Superman
but
has a bit of a Tom Welling voice, light voice.
kinda.
Um, yeah,
Mm.
it's not necessarily that deep because that guy sounded like Vin Diesel-ish. Like maybe that's an exaggeration, but he sounded really
But
good.
and the other parts, you know what? I find myself getting immersed in the stories when I like when I saw Clark pretending that that ball of hay was heavy so that
Oh
his son can
yeah,
help him. It's like, you son of a bitch.
yeah, yeah. And that's
It's like
why I
when
sometimes I think that these guys are manipulating you know,
I,
the people that they love the most. Like you're you're
I don't
you're fooling your
I
kid
don't know if
into
was
thinking
it.
that you're weak.
I think it was with my cousin yesterday.
Mm,
Yeah, yesterday we were talking about Clark. I was saying if there's one thing about Clark Kent, it was like
mm,
how he was talking about how come Louis Lane didn't figure out Clark Kent Clark Kent to Superman and stuff like that.
mm.
I said there's one thing. If there's one thing that you all forget about Superman and Clark Kent is that that man will gaslight you into a mental asylum.
Yeah,
That is his greatest power.
yeah,
That guy is so manipulative. You end up thinking you're crazy. And there's an
100%.
example about that. There's that there's that episode where Superman. There's that one movie where Superman.
Sorry, I accidentally pressed the.
I noticed. I heard it.
Oh, great. I don't
Okay,
know.
what was I?
Wait, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna save? What's gonna happen?
And I was gonna save everything, or you'll get it in two files. One of the two. It's okay.
Oh, okay. So we can continue speaking. That's fine.
We can continue. Yeah,
Okay, my sincere apologies. I was just checking out because I see it says 40 minutes, so I was just trying to figure out
it's an
what's gonna
advert.
happen there. Okay. Yeah, let me leave it. Yeah, you were saying?
All right. So, what was I?
Wait, is
I
it
was thinking about
recording?
something.
Yeah, it's
It's
recording.
recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can see there's a red dot showing on the icon there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's recording. So let me get back to the thing. Like there's a part where Superman finally tells Lois Lane that he's Superman in this
Right.
movie where he ends up dying. There's a part where he absorbed too much sunlight and was dying. I forgot the name of the movie. Something. It's one of these movies. I'll
Oh,
remember the
is it
name.
not? I think it's which is the comic book version is considered to be one of the best Superman stories of all time. By the way, it's All Star Superman.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. Yes.
Yeah,
So he tells Lois Lane. He, he takes him to the Fortress of Solitude and explains everything, and
with
she
the
goes
car. I
mad.
remember he's picking a whole car, her car, bro. He picked her car to the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah,
And then she done what loses her mind because she finds out that Superman is when she finds out Clark Kent to Superman.
Yeah, I remember.
Uh,
And
so
and and she's like, I asked you about this so many times, and he said, and I need like, what did he say? He said something like, "You nearly caught me every single time," or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
so you do not underestimate just how manipulative Clark Kent is
Yeah,
for the sake of protecting his friends and family.
but in one of the comments, someone said we often underestimate the power of seeing someone without their glasses on, and it's true. You know, I remember in the past, before I started wearing glasses, when I met someone who have already met wearing glasses, when they take their glasses off, they look completely different. Like, yo, dude, is this how you look like without your glasses? You know? And
I,
another
I,
person also said
I,
Eisen is the perfect example of how super how Clark can, can turn into Superman without anybody noticing.
and same same level of manipulation. Let's not
Yeah,
get it wrong.
yeah. Because it's as if Ted
Eisenhower.
Cooper just
Oh
took
my
Clark
God.
Kent and
Oh my God. Eisen is actually Superman. If you look at
yeah,
the special design and the way he took off his glasses and slicked his hair back.
that's Clark
Oh
Kent.
my God. Oh my God. Ew.
And he's OP. You can't kill him.
Why am I surrounded with these characters?
You see, now I'm even beginning to think that Urahara is probably Batman. But anyway, um,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll explain. I'll explain why my internal trauma is being ticked off later. Anyway,
Sorry, man. You were saying his
okay, back to the Super
manipulation.
Sons.
Yeah,
Yeah. So then Jonathan finds out that Superman is Superman. He realizes it's Superman's son.
yeah,
Another thing that I really enjoyed about that movie is the introduction of Gotham City.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Because at the time, I
they're
think
flying.
Batman was busy fighting the Penguin's goons,
Yeah.
and Jonathan is like, should we help him? And
Like
Superman is
no,
like, no, no, no,
he
no.
doesn't like
Last
it.
time I did that, he got upset. So just let
But
him be.
but before that, Jonathan, the first thing he said is,
The
"Ew,
smell.
what's that smell?" That's Gotham City, and I felt like every single Batman fan would have felt like, well, fuck you too, Clark.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it, like, what was so bad about?
It
How does it
stinks.
smell? What is this, what does it smell of? Is it the harbor or what? Is it fish? Is it corruption? I don't know.
I think I like to think of the smell. The and shout out to all my friends in New York.
Mm.
The one thing, common denominator people have to say about New York is that there is a smell there that they cannot that if you're not careful, if you live from a certain line,
Mm.
New York is beautiful. But once you get to the really gritty underbelly,
Like the
that
slums.
smell
Mm.
that smell sticks to you.
Yeah,
And
I think I get it.
whenever I hear that, I picture Gotham as like
It's like
that
downtown
smell.
Jersey, like Brie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it.
Brie mixed with Alexandra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh wait, we're Pretoria boys.
Yeah. I don't know why we went so
But
far.
but
Like
you've
Marabastad
never
type of.
Marabastad. You know at 5 o'clock in the morning and you pass by Marabastad and then the sewers
That's sewage
the sewers.
smell. Yeah.
Yes, it sticks to your soul. And I imagine
Ugh, man. If that's
I used to go to school on the other side of town,
mm,
high school. So we needed to catch the bus literally 5 o'clock in the morning.
right.
We are passing by. It was like 6:30. So that smell, you could even see the steam venting up in the morning
Yeah.
on a winter morning, and you just knew that smell was about to hit you, no matter how sleepy you were.
It'll
The
wake you up.
moment you pass by, you're awake. You're awake. You're ready for the day. Like, oof. so so
Um,
that's Gotham.
Okay, Damian Wayne. All right. I think we've been more familiar with Damian Wayne over the years. Whether you like it or not, you will know who Damian
Yeah.
Wayne is. He's
Yeah,
been featured
and
in.
that's why I like they focus. That's why I like they focus more on
Mm,
Jonathan because we don't really know Jonathan that much.
it was deliberate.
Everybody in the
Yeah.
everybody in the LGBTQ community knows Jonathan. We already love him.
Right.
Yay!
Right.
But
Right.
as a character, we don't really know him. We know Damien because he's the biggest
Yeah.
douchebag
They've
in
been
the side of
pushing him a
reality.
lot lately. Hey, they've been
Yeah,
pushing him a
which
lot.
makes sense. He's a spoilt brat, son of a spoilt brat. What did you expect was going
Yeah.
to happen?
He's a spoiled brat son of a spoiled brat
Oh,
of
we're
a
running out of time.
grandfather who spoiled him as well. So he's like super spoiled, bro. Like in as much as he's been trained by the League of Shadows, like Ra's al Ghul is still rich and you know, yeah. But anyway.
This thing is telling me I'm running out of time. What on earth?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
nine minutes.
okay.
I think we'll stop around maybe 2 minutes and then I'll re-record.
No
Um,
matter. No matter. I
yeah,
remember. Anyway,
I'll just try to mash up these videos all together.
cool.
But yeah, so basically the two obstacles that they need to face apart from the villain itself is Damian Wayne needs to learn to be a team
A team,
player,
a team player, and
and Jonathan just basically needs to learn how to control his powers. So, despite the villain, those were the two obstacles that they needed to face, and I think they
mm,
did a pretty
and the
good job. Mhm.
and the thing you learn about Jonathan is that he's entering this world with his big innocent eyes.
Yeah,
Like, wow,
yeah,
Batman!
yeah,
Wow, this! Wow, my dad can fly!
yeah.
And then, but you can
It sort
see,
of gives you Trunks and Goten vibes if you think about it, because Goten was
kind,
this innocent, naive kid who,
but 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 he already could turn Super Saiyan, so he
yeah.
knew that.
But by
He
that
just didn't.
I'm referring to Goten being the more okay, he wasn't the farm boy, but he was more traditional. His mom is,
Yeah, yeah.
this traditional woman.
Mm,
Meanwhile, Trunks grew up in like technology and you
mm.
know, he's a
But
spoiled kid. Like Trunks is spoiled.
yeah,
Um,
more than Damien, if you ask me.
Definitely,
You know,
definitely.
future Trunks had the benefit of growing up in hell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'll
that's
put it
true.
simply.
No, that's true. That's true.
But the current Trunks is like everything was afforded for him. The only thing that he needed to aspire to was his father's approval. I think
That's
that
all.
most probably the only reason he needed to train,
That's all.
like
Yeah.
you will not be weaker than Gregor and Sprat.
Oh, imagine. But also, I think what I like about the focus like Jonathan being the main focus is you get to see a bit more of Lois than you
Yeah.
you you used to, because now you're seeing Lois as a mother and her role in it. Lois is a hero
Yeah.
in as much as she's often portrayed as a damsel in distress. She's a hero in her own right. If you really, I
What
mean, what she did in the
what
movie.
what I like what I also get to see what we got to see about one of Jonathan's positive attributes is that he's going to have his mother's level of seeing through the BS.
Yeah,
Yeah, because and I think you see snippets of it in the comic, like when he literally crashes into Lex Luthor's home and gives him the towel, and Luthor's like, "Your father had the decency of knocking."
wow.
That's Lewis's lane. That's influence that say, "Don't knock for an asshole."
Yeah, yeah.
And then you also see Clark Kent's heart, where it's like, yeah, he's a bad guy, but we don't do the ultimate thing.
I've never
We
read
stop the bad guys.
I've never read that comic. Is it by, because I know there's a guy called Tom Taylor. He's a
Mhm.
very, very good comic book writer. I think it's probably one of the best at the moment. He's currently writing the Nightwing comic, but I think he's also written the, is it Son of Superman or the one with Jonathan? I forgot the title. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's the comic you're talking about, then that's something I really need to read. Because I remember there was some panels that I saw on Facebook where Alfred came to visit the Kents.
Hmm.
I think no, was it that comic, or was it because I'm reading a lot of Batman from different sources. I think this one was from Webtoon where Clark was eavesdropping Alfred's conversation with Ma and Pa Kent from the bed cave, bro. They were at the bed cave. But they could the entire conversation. And funny enough, they knew that he was listening in because Alfred was like, I mean, your son wouldn't be eavesdropping on our conversation now, would he? And then the parents would be on some, well, he
Of
better be a
course.
good son and not even dare try to do something that stupid, would he? You know,
Like,
Batman
is
could just tell
is
that this guy,
is is
this
the same
conversation
is the
is
same
bad.
scene like in the movie we watch right now. There's the
Right.
scene where when Clark enters and says, "No, instead of looking for presents, why don't you come help me with chores?"
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
bitch, you saw what he was doing for my
From a mile
mile.
away, bro. A
I was
mile
like,
away.
what is this child doing? What are you
Yeah.
doing?
But yeah, man, you just reminded me of the relationship that this kid has with his parents. Like when they were playing hide and seek, and I mean, obviously Clark knew that Jonathan was hiding under the truck. He saw it a long
Yeah,
time.
like I wonder where could he be?
Exactly.
Bitch, you know, you've always known.
you know where he is, but those
There
are
was this
nice
scene
moments.
oh yeah, I call those moments like, look, Goku, there's somebody actually doing it right.
But I think Goku would have done something similar. Well, you see those parts of him either in filler or in Dragon Ball Super,
Yeah,
or just a few episodes after defeating Majin Buu or something. Like
yeah.
it's just those small
That
moments.
that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about it.
That's about it.
So, you know,
Before Raditz
the
comes, before
the
he
the,
fights with
the
Cell, before or after Majin Buu. So
there are always these people who argue about Goku is a bad father, Goku is a bad father. I'm thinking, are there any good fathers in that series? Can you let's pause and think about it.
biological.
And you're not talking about Piccolo because they can't be Piccolo's dad. Piccolo can be Gohan's dad. It's more like Gohan's lover. So
That's why I'm asking, are we talking about like a biological standpoint?
yes,
Or father figures? Or
yeah, father figures.
I think Master Roshi is on the only. Master Roshi.
Master Roshi, Master Roshi the pervert, Master Roshi who watched
Well, I
Bulma
mean, we're
poop.
talking about boy to boy, right? Not. No, but Krillin is a good father. Krillin is a good father.
Ah, yeah, that
Krillin.
is there it is.
Krillin is a good
Okay, at
father.
least I was waiting for. I was at least there's someone you can say. Yeah, Krillin, I
And
can give
Vegeta
you
is a
that
good
one.
father to Bra, right? Uh, not Trunks, Bra.
He literally had to go through an existential crisis to become a good father.
Yes. And
I mean,
then,
literally get himself possessed by a wizard and
yeah,
fight his arch nemesis. It was like that whole fight between Goku and Vegeta. That second fight when he was possessed by Majin Buu,
yeah,
by Babidi.
yeah,
That whole fight was just him having an existential crisis and therapy. It was
yeah,
basically Saiyan therapy
yeah.
because he was beginning to become a good man, and it was making
And he
him go
didn't
crazy.
like
It's like,
it.
what the hell?
He didn't like it. I'm becoming soft, Kakarot. I do not like this. I want to go back to my evil roots.
Why do I give a
but
damn?
but he was the same one crying and telling Kakarot that I wouldn't have been evil had I not been raised by Frieza. Dude, what do you want? You're either evil or you're not evil. You have to make it clear. Guys, we're
Vegeta
sorry
and
to be rambling back and forth about Dragon Ball, but all these things for me, they're interconnected. It's just
yeah,
entertainment and the
it,
similarities
it,
here and there. It's about fatherhood, it's about parenting, it's about oh man, it
it
says less than a minute. Let me
okay.
pause quickly and then re-record.
Okay. Got
All right,
it.
guys, we're back again from the ad
Welcome
break.
back.
Um, yeah,
Comment, and subscribe, and click the bell button, folks.
yeah, what he said. So what were we? What,
Okay, we're about to give you the. I was about to give you my final scoring about the
right,
movie.
yeah. Out of 10?
What is your score? Oh, it's out of 10. Out of 10, I'll give it a solid 8.
Okay, what are your reasons for that?
It's a good origins movie.
Mm,
It leaves you wanting to watch more.
right,
There are a few grabs, but the grabs are not so bad that you think no, it's not off-putting.
right,
There's nothing in that movie that I found off-putting at all. So I
right,
enjoyed it from beginning to end.
right.
I enjoyed the even the dialogue was also quite all right. I mean, the fact
Mhm.
that Jonathan had to teach basically to teach Damien that he has to milk the damn cow.
Yeah, yeah,
It shows it shows his upbringing as a farmer and thinking, yeah, you got a
yeah,
pet, but you need to take
yeah.
care of it.
Small
Those are
detail.
the thing, those are the small details that make
Mm,
that movie a little more special for me.
yeah,
And how, yeah, sure, there are a few things that were way too convenient for good measure. Like
right.
the one that really griped me was how Damien miraculously figured out how to crash land the entire space station.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know, it's 64 it must have been what 65 billion dollars worth of tech and space age gear that he just threw into the planet.
On his father's dime, by the way. That's his
Green arrows
dad's.
there. Green arrows there.
Right, right.
But I assure you both Green Arrow and
And Bruce,
and Bat and Bruce kind of felt a little bit ouch.
I don't think a little bit they felt it. They felt it. Yeah.
Well, the billionaires, I don't know how much is their net worth. What is their net worth?
I don't know. I think Bruce probably makes a little bit more than Oliver, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong,
So,
but I think so.
so, so, so what I'm just saying is, even though they took a setback, oh, hi, there's my cousin.
Hey, how's it?
Okay, and exit.
Yeah. You were saying?
Anyway, I was
Oh,
saying they're both billionaires. It kind
yeah.
of will tickle their bank accounts a little, but they'll manage.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I would give it a 7.5. Um, I love it as well. I think it got me to get to know Jonathan a bit more. I really didn't know that character. I mean, I've seen drawings from comic book panels and pages by
Mm,
this artist called, I think is Jorge Jimenez.
hmm
He's a great artist. He worked on Super Sons comic books over the years. But I've never really read anything or seen anything. So it was good to actually see Jonathan speaking, and you know, yeah, that was really good. I think it was a little bit too convenient that Damien landed at the school where Jonathan was and found him instantly, and how Lewis was just there at that specific moment, and there's things like that
Your
that threw
your
me.
mother's been compromised.
Yeah, but I think that's the problem with doing a film instead of a series. You try to cramp
Yeah.
everything in, so there will be moments that are just too convenient. You're like, this doesn't make sense, but because of the
Yeah.
runtime, it makes
Yeah.
sense. And then I'm glad that we got to see Crypto, we got to see Jor-El. Those characters, also the cameos of the Justice League, Donna Troy. And you can see that, they
Uh,
have modified some
uh,
of these characters.
and you're talking about the Teen Titans, right?
The Teen Titans, yeah, because it's the Teen Titans,
Yeah,
but the character designs of you can see the base from Young Justice because you see Calder there
yeah.
as well. So
Which brings us
also,
to
pardon?
Young Justice.
Yes. Okay, guys. Before we get to Young Justice, thanks again for watching this video. This is it for Super Sons. Thank you, and we'll definitely see you on the next one. Cheers. All right.
Cheers.